Hey, how's it going? My name's Aaron, member of Tiny Boat Nation. I got a couple comments about how I did the camouflage paint job on my Jon Boat. So as promised, I'm going to do a demonstration on how I did the paint job on the lid of my motor. First, let me show you the boat. This is currently the paint job on the boat. And a lot of people were like, how'd you do it? Is that like paint flakes for concrete? It is. It's exactly what it is. It's the Rust-Oleum decorative color chips. They got them in this color, which is called the tan blend, which I prefer. I'm a military guy, so kind of like that OCP camouflage look. They have a blue, black, and white version, and then they have a a black, white, and blue version, red, black, and white version. This version, I think, is one of them. Anyways, to get started, I have already taken my lid, had to do some Bondo work to it, got dropped on the road at some point or another. 8 horsepower. Went ahead, sanded it down, got it primed up with a color called, I think it's called driftwood, I do believe. But it's not my primary color that you're going to see through the flakes. Put this down here so y'all can see it. So it's pretty simple. Primary color you want, I'm going with spruce green Rust-Oleum. It's satin finish, doesn't really matter. 4-inch wide brush, dry, to help push the flakes in. And all we're going to do is we're going to spray paint it while it's wet. Do it section by section. If you go too large a section, the paint's going to dry too fast and the flakes are not going to stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to do pretty much this whole top section right here, even where the handle is. Then go ahead and spray good coating on it. Make it wet. If it runs, oh well, you're not going to see the runs. Okay. As soon as I spray the green, I'm immediately going to I just take the cup of my paint can, pour the sprinkles in it, and I'm going to use that to sprinkle it on and brush it in. So without further ado, let's get to it. So as you're doing this, if you do spray it too wet and the paint is way too wet and you start brushing too hard, you will start smearing the green in with your paint chips. Don't do that. If you want to wait a couple of seconds, that's fine, as long as it's tacky, not completely dry yet. You want as much adhesion with the chips with your wet paint. If you think it's still too wet, go ahead and do just one small section, sprinkle it on, let it dry. Then go into your next section. You can still paint onto some of the chips you just put on, that's fine. Because you want that one dry section, we kind of flick it onto the wet paint. If you're not comfortable doing the brush technique, you sit there like I was doing and just tap it in. And that right there is how you get it. You're going to have some weights with these chips. They're going to fall off. After everything's all said and done and dry, I have been putting like a satin clear coat on it. Not too worried about that duck hunting. Some guys are like, oh, you shouldn't have anything shiny. When I go fishing before duck season, shit's going to wear off. It's going to be fine. Some of these flakes are going to fall off by hitting branches or whatever. That's fine. You know, it's not so much like the patterns you see where it looks like shadow grass or moss or whatever, and it gets scratched up and it gets distorted. You ain't gotta worry about that. This stuff flakes off, it's fine. Your camo pattern is always changing then. So other than that, that's that technique. That's how I decided to do it. And as long as you keep kids like my son that wants to sit there and pick it off, oh well, you know, as long as you don't do it on one spot, I guess. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing the whole lid, and I hope you stay tuned and watch. You are going to waste some, by the way. You're going to get some on the ground. If you want to, put a plastic bag or something like that to catch the extra flakes, that's fine. It's taken me almost 2 whole bags to do the boat and the sled. Come on, get it in the cup. There we go, boy. Now you can use as little or as much as you want. If you want more of the back color to show through, that's fine. If you want to go heavy and thick for it to kind of flake off and blend out, fade out over the year, that's fine. So as little or as much as you want. I like to go heavy, just let that little bit of green shine through. What you can do to get some of the other areas that are real fine, you can take this stuff and crunch it up and make it into smaller pieces. Make it as big or small as chunks as you want. Bam. So far, so good. Let's keep on going. Hey Emily, how you doing? Like I said, you can sit there, punch it in if you're not comfortable smearing it. I've already had a couple green smears. Oh well, it's camouflage, right? Not here to win a beauty contest. sure a lot of our boat paint jobs will probably fail. Like this one maybe. It's almost like sprinkles on a cake, you know what I mean? Sorry if you did a whole lot of talking. You probably don't want to hear me talk, so not ignoring you. Like I said, I'm just trying to get through this whole process. Obviously, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can hit me up on YouTube, Tiny Boat Nation, under Aaron McClure. Share all kinds of little tricks and tips I did. And then, actually, if you do stay tuned to the end of the video, I'll show you what I got so far done on the boat. This part right here is where the crank handle is. So it has taken me right at 2 whole bags of this. 1 pound bag. It's not too bad, you know. I mean, 2.5 pounds counting paint to add to your paint job on the whole boat weight isn't too terrible. I was going to do the Lumahawk stuff for a lot of bad reviews. I only did the Lumahawk paint on some of the interior of the boat. So I've heard a lot of bad things about it. You have to spray it for the best, you know, application. I ain't got time for that shit. Not everyone has a spray gun. And there it is. Like I said, you can get up close and look. You can see where some of the green kind of spread through there. People are like, man, that shit ain't gonna last. I'm like, you know, so far, you know, hasn't done too bad. But only a good hunting season will tell. So that being said, let me show you the rest of the boat. Right now, working on the lower end here. Got that bad boy right there. Of course, the dreaded. Yeah, that bad boy right there. You make sure that impeller is changed out every 2 to 3 years, by the way. But so far, here's the boat. Got the decking in all the way around, to include the electrical, so, and the rear deck. So there's that. So hope y'all enjoyed my video. Hopefully you can find a pattern you like. Like I said, you can go heavy, you can go light, doesn't really matter. It's all up to your liking. And the best part is, you can't really mess it up. Scrape it back off. It's not like this silicone stuff or this old base mess. Scratch it off and do it again till you get it right. So, till next time, appreciate it, guys. Later.